No, she call me up, she hit my phone. She ain't getting up, she all alone. Baby girl, got me tripping.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Bad Little Gemini. I know I've been gone for some time now, but I am back from my break with some great news. Maybe not for you, but it is certainly for me. And it is kind of for you because that means more content. But me and my lover bought a beautiful home. It's our first home. So thank you guys for coming along this journey with us. And you will see a lot more content, higher quality stuff too. But today we're going to be doing a video on... well, let me show you. So today we're going to be watching the Necessary Conversation podcast. This is just a clip. I'm just going to show you a couple of clips from this. I don't want a super long video, but I just feel like some of these clips really highlight how white supremacy functions in America and how it shields white people from recognizing their racial biasness towards black people or people of color.
Yes, it was streamed on all different.
Is that Trinity Broadcasting Network?
Yes.
Yes.
So you had to watch it on a Christian channel?
Yes.
Weren't they
we
having-
didn't have to, but
Yeah.
we did.
We chose to watch
Weren't
it.
they having problems
That's kind of hypocritical. You know, Kid Rock on a Christian TV channel?
That's hypocritical.
like streaming it or
Yes.
something?
They
Yeah.
No.
couldn't stream it to Twitter.
1 million people watched
No.
it other than on.
It was like 4 million people.
No, you're wrong.
Okay, I've got
When
it.
you add up all the
others.
different networks, it was 16 million.
A
It was
900% increase.
It was on YouTube, Daily Wire, Real America, something. It was on TBN. It was on OAN. That's
It
where
was
we watched
it was like 4.5 million people, guys.
Yeah, that's
That
what
was
And
I
on
heard too.
TBN.
And then 150 million people watched Bad Bunny because it was
No, they
fucking
didn't.
Let's
amazing.
actually take a look and see what the actual number is. Due to licensing restrictions, we are unable to stream the All-American halftime show. So they lost a lot of viewership there on X. That's like their bread and butter too. You know, X is owned by literal Nazis. So, you know, that's their bread and butter. They lost a lot of viewers on that. It says peak concurrent viewers estimate ranges around between 5 million to 6.1 million on YouTube. Total views, the stream concluded over 21 million total views on YouTube by Monday. So that was after the Super Bowl. So that was by Monday. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. That's a lot of hate watching. So we'll give it to him. Confirming 19 to 20 million. Now let's see how much Bad Bunny had. God damn. Damn! It wasn't even, bro. That's embarrassing. 128 million, 8.2 million U.S. viewers. That's just the U.S. Early reports cited over 135 million. Now, I'm not going to sit here and act like being a part of the Super Bowl isn't going to be a large contribution to why Bad Bunny had the more, viewers. Obviously, the Super Bowl is the biggest event in America, right? But, like, I thought TPUSA had motion. What the fuck is this?
Well, that's because of the Super Bowl. But on the YouTube, it went up to 6.1 million.
Yes,
Not on the
I
All
see that.
platforms, it went up to 9.9. Call it 10 million.
Okay.
Yeah, that doesn't
We
compare to
confirmed
probably
this.
130 million, 140
Correct.
for the regular football game. But I'll tell you this, it was patriotic. It was about America.
Was it, though?
It was in English, and we
Good old-
Was it patriotic?
Wait, that's just,
It was an
It
it
did
was
you
in English.
Chad, I gotta see the clips of this. Was it patriotic though?
Good times.
Yo, I don't even know who this is, but I ain't gonna hold it to you. The Louis Vuitton shirt, kind of fire. Hey,
See them turning off.
Don't hate the player, hate the game.
That's right. Hitting easy street on mud tires. You're back in the day, Pop's Farm was a place to
no, I'm not doing this shit. It's always so funny to me how they like take black culture. The fuck? Hold on, I gotta run.
You're back in the day, Pop's Farm was a place to go. Load the truck up, hit the dirt road.
Oh my
Join the
God,
bar, spread the word. Like the bonfire, then call the girls.
I know this isn't even Kid Rock, but this is just another halftime performer. No, there's no way white people are digging this. There's no way. I refuse to believe that white people are digging this. White people think that this shit is fire. There's no fucking way. What is this fit? What is this fit? I had a larger reason for making this video, but this shit just threw me off so much. What the fuck is this fit? Nah, the fedora is crazy work. White people, please let the fedora die. Please. Okay, it's 2026, my nigga. Listen to me. We can leave the fedora in the past. There's a lot better things for y'all to hold on to. Okay? Leave the fedora alone, bro. The shit don't make you look cool. I'm sorry. I did all this to make the point of what's more patriotic than PDF files, right? I mean, look at these lyrics. That's some crazy shit. That's, my God. That's wild, right? Nothing says America like shilling for pedophiles.
It was in English until Kid Rock forgot his lyrics. Then it wasn't in any language.
Also,
Did
do you
you
know-
guys, were you offended by him not remembering his own lyrics?
No, I was not.
Do you know
I loved
anything
every part
about
of it.
Kid Rock? He has like a song that's about statutory rape.
Okay, I knew you'd get to that. That song was published way back in like 50 something. I looked it up.
Okay, but does it make it right? Like, grape is objectively wrong, right? Please say that it's wrong, please.
So it doesn't
50
count.
something.
No, 57 the first time it was ever played. Then from there,
1957?
Oh, thank God, Mary Lou. I was worried, but you know what? The time makes it okay. Oh my
written
God.
down.
Hang
Kid
on,
Rock
Mom,
was
hang
not
on.
alive in 1950.
No,
That's right.
but that song was.
And he didn't sing it till like a year ago or 2 years ago or whatever.
Okay, if that's the logic, Mary Lou, why pick the song? It's kind of weird. It's kind of weird.
But between
What are you talking
that
about?
time, oh my God, you talk amongst
That song was on his
I'll
album
find
that
it.
came out in 2000 or
I'll find
thereabouts.
it. Keep
That's
talking
Kid Rock's version.
of it.
Yes,
The
that's
original
right.
version is from
Jesus
1957.
Christ.
So shut it.
I
When
don't know
statutory rape was
57.
fine.
Right.
I gotta say, this guy, the fucking father, asshole. Absolutely an abusive person. Wholeheartedly. Second, I've seen their past work. This motherfucker hates women. Wholeheartedly. The way this motherfucker talks to his wife and his daughter, like, I'm appalled. I'm appalled. I'm just gonna say it. I'm appalled. But first off, notice there is no argument. There's no real argument for the lyrics. It's just, different time period. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to gain distance on this reality. And that is kind of the MAGA motto, move the goalpost.
The fact that you guys are in any way alluding that Kid Rock is full of wholesome Christian values is laughable.
No, we just watched it on TBN because it was easy to
There we go.
get to on our TV.
He is a born again Christian. So is that something that upsets y'all? Okay.
I mean,
Cool
it's
Daddy.
bullshit.
Cool Daddy Daddy Cool was
Okay, if he's a born again Christian, why continue to promote the song then? If he's born again and he's forgiven, why continue to promote the song? Isn't the entire point to minimize sin? Isn't that the entire point? This is just, it's failed logic. And I'm not saying that all MAGA is like this, because there is some MAGA that, they think, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying they don't, but it's a little too much mental gymnastics for me, but let's move on.
when he did it last performed with James Last or something, August of 78.
I have to know, though, how many versions include those lyrics?
in a
I don't
medley.
know.
Then he released it in 2001
But even
featuring
then, like,
Joe
why are we
C.
capitulating to this
Josie.
rhetoric? Like, it's still weird, no matter how you slice it. Just because the time period was different doesn't mean that it's not wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Three singers that we like too, and it was.
Old
Let me
really
ask
good.
you this.
Hold on, but Mary Lou, was it the shit that I heard before? Roll the clip.
You're back in the day, Pop's farm was a place to
No, it can't be that. It can't be that. I refuse to believe that's the country singer you like. And then it begs the question, and niggas will say it's not that deep, but then why don't you like rap when it comes from black and brown people? I'm just saying. There's this level of hypocrisy here that we're not addressing because we're distancing ourselves from the actual, matter at hand, the actual problem, right?
Enjoyed it.
Let me
Trash.
ask you this.
You're trash.
What halftime...
Wow. And then, you know what? Why I like this podcast is because it highlights a very real phenomenon. It highlights how divisive the MAGA movement has been in the American household. It really does. Because this is a lot more common than you might believe. And I've seen from a lot of people on the internet, a lot of people have experiences similar to this.
show do you think Trump watched?
Of course. I have no idea. Probably
He
the
watched
Dream
Bad Bunny.
USA.
Bad Bunny.
He watched Bad Bunny at his Super Bowl Mar-a-Lago party. There's
Good for
video
him.
of that.
That was his choice. He's an American. We didn't.
I still think it's crazy that the niggas camping out in Mar-a-Lago still after all of what's been exposed. But anyways, there you have it, folks. Trump didn't give a shit. He was too lazy. I guess he's not as committed to the racism as, he might portray himself to be.
Choose that.
Okay. Just making sure you'll still defend him. Speaking of, well, no, we're not going to get to the first topic yet. We do have a listener question.
All right, so I'm going to skip to the first topic because that's really the meat and potatoes of this whole entire point of why I'm making this video. But I had to get... The Kid Rock shit threw me off. I'm not going to lie. It threw me off. Whoa there. Didn't see you there. Had to change the camera angle for Miss BLG over here because she doesn't want to be on the camera. Yeah. She fucking my shit up, guys. But in all seriousness, I did have another part of this video that I wanted to get in. And it's not the main part of the video, but it is something that adds on to white supremacy, and that is Christian nationality. Christian nationalism has a major part to play in white supremacy, and we're going to see it highlighted in this segment of the video. So kick back, get your fucking popcorn, and do the deed.
Hi, Colchin family. I'm John from Missouri, and my question is for Chad and Haley. I have repeatedly heard you guys say and imply that your parents are not real Christians. Now, I make no apologies for the fact that I disagree with 99% of the things that Bob and Mary Lou have to say, but I do believe they have a right to be respected for their religious identity, even if their values and ideologies don't necessarily match up with the societal expectations for their religion. It's in much the same way I respect people's gender identities, even if their biology doesn't necessarily match up with the societal expectations for their gender. Chad, I have especially heard you quote the words of Christ, love thy neighbor, turn the other cheek, because that lines up with your idea of Christianity. But Jesus also said, I did not come to bring peace, but a sword to divide parents and children. That sounds more like your dad's idea of Christianity. My question is, who has the authority to decide who is a real Christian, and where does that authority come from? Thank you.
This is a great question, and I say that this is a great question because it further highlights the role that Christian nationalism has to play in white supremacy. Why? Because a lot of Christian nationalists are fucking hypocrites. They don't actually follow the word of God. They don't actually read the red letters, right? And this is a problem I have as a Christian myself. And I'm not the most well-read Christian. I haven't finished the Bible in its entirety, whatever. And I do understand that as a Christian, it is a personal belief that I hold. Not everybody's going to have the same belief, but God very specifically calls us to follow by example. And what is that example? He clearly lays it out in the book. He clearly lays it out with loving your neighbor, giving the shirt off your back, letting the immigrant into your home, the foreigner into your home, giving all your money away to the poor. These are all very socialist ideals, right? But that's the problem. Republicans don't do that shit. In fact, they actually advocate against those things. And this is the problem I have with Christian nationalism. But it's interesting because the psyche behind this lets them champion this greater cause, this importance, this moral high ground while actually not displaying that morality. And I have a fucking issue with that because, unfortunately, Christianity infects every facet of our American lives, whether you're a fucking Christian or not, okay? It was built by white slavers who, you know what I'm saying, changed the Bible to fit their agenda, to fit their narrative, because they were taking people's rights away. So, let's hear what they have to say and how that plays into that white supremacy. Let's see if these two parents are gonna sit there and say, you know what, you're right, God does tell you to love thy neighbor. Or let's see if they're gonna be like, I'd be okay with Jesus coming to America if he went through the right process, because we all have heard that. We heard that from that last crazy video of a nigga saying that shit.
If Jesus was here right now, would you let him in?
As long as he went through the proper, as long as he
came here legally. As long as Jesus Christ came to this country legally.
I love that question.
I knew you guys would. My answer to it is this. To my knowledge, the quotes he's talking about bringing the sword and dividing the families has nothing to do with violence. It's actually about ideology. It's saying, I'm coming here to say I'm the son of God. I know that's going to rile shit up. You guys have to kind of figure out where you're going. Right. But largely, this is a semantic argument. It's, okay, fine, I'm Christian then. I don't believe in God or Jesus Christ, but I'm a Christian. So the idea that he's kind of trying to skirt around is like, who are you to say that they're not Christian? Mm-hmm. Well, who is anybody to say that they are then, in that case, you know?
And this is like, while I understand this frame of logic, I feel like this is a misstep and a lot of atheists or agnostic types when talking to Christians, because it's, a lot of these people are fucking brainwashed, right? So you're either a Christian or you're burning in hell. That's what these people's mode of thinking is. And so they are not comfortable with the idea of other people not subscribing to that religion. And so I don't feel like this reaches them in where they need to hear it.
Haley, what do you think?
I could talk about religion for hours and hours. I think all religions are potentially toxic and poison in their own right. I think that mom and dad do not practice Christianity by the Bible. That's what.
And that's the thing. Most Christian nationalists don't practice Christianity by the Bible, right? Because if they did, they wouldn't be advocating for ICE. They wouldn't be advocating for billionaires, that's for sure. Especially when Jesus tells you to give away your money, right? These are all things that they wouldn't advocate if they were actually following the Bible. And this is an ongoing thing that you'll see. Really, Christianity is there for white people to distance themselves from their oppressive nature.
What constitutes a Christian? You follow your God, your Bible, your book. That is a Christian. You guys don't follow that. So that's why I say that you're not really Christians. I don't think you even believe in Jesus. I think you believe that there's like a higher power, but I don't believe that you are Christians.
That's your belief. I am a Christian. I do have faith in Jesus Christ. I do believe in God. Mm-hmm. And I don't have to read the Bible, Haley, to be a Christian. Okay. That's number one rule.
And this right here is obviously a matter of my own opinion, but to be a Christian is to, yes, subscribe to, Jesus being God, right? But also like to follow him in his footsteps. And I personally, it is of my personal opinion that you can't have one without the other, and that you have to constantly strive to be a good version of yourself. Now, I get that a lot of this is up for interpretation, but I do feel like this is stuff that's very clearly laid out in the Bible that these people claim to read, claim to follow, claim to be of, right? And so this is the problem with Christian nationalism, because these people know nothing of the Bible. They know nothing of their religion, but yet they use this religion to influence the masses and hold some sort of false morality, false moral high position. And it's toxic.
There's like an organized religion called Christianity. What principles do you incorporate into your life?
Catholics don't even read the Bible.
But which Christian principles do you incorporate into
this? I don't know if that's true at all. I'm pretty sure that that's false. But as you can see, it is not a matter of actually being Christian. It's more of a matter of having that moral high position to have your dominant influence inflicted upon others, right? And that dominant influence is white supremacy, enforcing the white political structures that have been laid out since the dawn of our country. A lot of these Christians don't know about the Slaver's Bible. They don't know about how Christianity was used to colonize indigenous people. They don't know how Christianity was used to colonize Africans, right? They don't understand this frame of logic. And while I myself am a person who subscribes to Christianity on a level, I also feel like it is important to deconstruct from a lot of the background noise and find the truth in all of that. Whether you believe in it or not, anything you should do, you should try to minimize background noise as much as possible and look at what is applicable. So now that we've seen these two different styles of how white supremacy functions in American society, I'm going to turn the question back to you guys. What do you guys think about this? What do you guys think about how the MAGA movement has influenced the dynamic in the American home? What do you guys think about the Bad Bunny concert over the TPUSA Kid Rock concert for the halftime show? These are all questions I'd love to see and debate with you guys in the comments. So feel free to drop a comment. If you guys like this video, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.
Yeah.